The topic of the talk is who is qualified to become a renunciate, a sannyasi. What is sannyas in real terms? We all know Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. His sannyas leela is very popular and famous. He was the topmost of the renunciate. Why? Because after sannyas, he took sannyas for the same reason to propagate the glories of the Lord's name, and every moment of his life after sannyas was only crying for the Lord Krishna. He was always crying for Lord Krishna, busy serving and bringing the souls, the fortunate and those also who were unable to understand anything in the spiritual world. For them also he worked hard and struggled to preach the glories of the Lord's names. With his, he set an example for all the souls of the world to follow the path to the devotional service of Lord Krishna. So naturally, one would understand what is needed. Why is it that they would not be able to follow the Lord? What is needed, especially? So, who is qualified to become a sannyasi? We have Bhagavad Gita chapter 18th, 7th verse. niyatasya tu sannyasa karmaṇo nopapadyate mohāt tasya parityāgas tāmasaḥ parikīrtitaḥ. Prescribed duties should never be renounced. If one gives up his prescribed duties because of illusion, such renunciation is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Work for material satisfaction must be given up, but activities which promote one to spiritual activity, like cooking for the Supreme Lord, offering food to the Lord, and accepting the food, are recommended. It is said that a person in the renounced order of life should not cook for himself. Cooking for oneself is prohibited, but cooking for the Supreme Lord is not prohibited. Similarly, a sannyasi may perform a marriage ceremony to help his disciple advance in Krishna consciousness, and if one renounces such activities, it is to be understood he is acting in the mode of darkness, that is, ignorance, in the mode of ignorance. So, these are the qualities of sannyasi. Now, naturally, a sannyasi, if he is qualified enough to even perform a marriage ceremony to help his disciple in the advancement of Krishna consciousness, naturally he is in a very elevated state. So what does he do? He is always in the spiritual world. He thinks, acts, works only for Krishna's service. That is the qualification of a real sannyasi. And instantly, if you are in association of such a person renunciate, then the eagerness to develop the service mentalities, devotional service mentality to the Lord and His devotees also comes in you. Just with association, just staying near such a person. And before taking a sannyas, the sannyasi has to complete all his formalities, the duties towards his family, and then take a leave. He cannot keep his parents, he has to take care of his parents to that person, and then no karma remains. Not that he has many offenses to his mother, father, brother, sister, and still he is taking sannyas. That is not any sannyas at all. So if anybody is sannyasi of that stature, then yes, the devotional service sentiment is easily gotten by people around him, those who are helping him in the service to the Lord. This is from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18th, 7th verse. And we have Gita Jayanti soon coming. this are just in 3 days. So we are fortunate the Lord has given us Bhagavad Gita for a practical life, and this wisdom is so important that anytime you have any uh, doubts or times when you have no guidance around, then reading this book and getting inspiration from these verses is incomparable. There's not a single verse that is not uh, that is not filled with practical wisdom. Each and every verse spoken by the Lord Himself to the devotee Arjun is full of wisdom and practical wisdom. So, this Gita Jayanti, distribute as many books as you can to your friends, neighbors, in the family itself. If you have, then buy a more copies. If there are older, replace it with new copies and give it even to your colleagues at the workplace. And like this, we can celebrate the joy of this supreme gift by the Lord for all the souls of the world, and anyone who is working towards increasing his knowledge in the devotional service uh, is uh, is on the right path, and that is the true religion. So this Bhagavad Gita is helping each and every soul on the earth, no matter which country he belongs, no matter which varnashram he is in, and so we all must strive to understand each and every message of the Lord through these verses. Niyatasya tu sannyasa karmaṇo nopapadyate mohāt tasya parityāgas tāmasaḥ parikīrtitaḥ. Hare Krishna.